Hey you guys, you're in for a real treat today. I have been getting so many questions about actors' headshots. What is an actor's headshot? Why do you need one? And how do you shoot one? So I reached out to a really good friend of mine, Brian Confer, who owns the Headshot Truck, which is a headshot studio here in Los Angeles. Now, Brian has been an actor for 25 years and lived in New York and Chicago before moving to Los Angeles. But Brian also worked in sales and marketing. So in 2014, he decided to take that knowledge and co-founded the Headshot Truck, which was the first mobile headshot studio in the country. Now, because of COVID, they have moved to a brick and mortar location, to a permanent studio, but I think with California opening up soon, the Headshot Trucks will be back on the road. So today, Brian is going to take us inside the studio. He is going to show us exactly how a headshot session works. Now, the one thing I will say about this video is we did it by Zoom. We did the interview by Zoom. Most unfortunately, I seem to be having some audio and video difficulties that day, so my audio and video are a little bit off, a little bit out of sync, but Brian and his assistant Olivia are amazing. So, come on in.
Really? Okay, Brian, you are going to walk us through a headshot session today, right?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, awesome. Just before we jump into that, quickly, please tell me, what is an actor's headshot? Why do actors need them?
Sure. So an actor headshot is a shot of your head, generally from the chest up. It's pretty tight, but it's a tool that actors use to be able to submit for roles. So every actor needs to have a headshot in order to be able to submit for any castings, and so that's what they're used for.
Cool. So, and that makes a lot of sense. Of course, casting directors have to see how actors look, right? So the other thing is, like, why can't somebody just shoot it with their iPhone or have somebody, their friend who's got a really good camera? Why can't they just do that?
Yeah, no, I mean, look, there are definitely some roles where casting asks specifically for something candid or unprofessional or what you look like today. But in general, you want to have a professional photo. I mean, you're representing yourself as a professional actor. You're submitting for a role for a commercial or a film that's very professional. So you want to have a professional photo that really represents you in the business. And so, investing a little bit of money into a headshot is just what you got to do.
Yeah, and I agree with you. And like you said, you want to look like a professional, but the other thing is there's so many people competing for roles today. And I always tell actors, if you don't have a professional headshot, the other 400 people you're going up against probably do, right?
100%. Yeah, no, to your point, I mean, there's thousands of submissions for every role, especially in LA, for every commercial, for every film, for anything you can think of. And so you definitely need to have a photo. If you don't have a professional one, to your point, every other person submitting will. So you want to have not just a professional photo, but one that really pops in a thumbnail, because ultimately that's the size of the image that the casting director is going to see initially. So it's got to be eye-catching enough for them to at least click on it and view your photo.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I had totally forgotten about that, but they are just going through thumbnails by the hundreds or thousands. So you've got to catch their attention. Yeah. Okay. So new actors, they have decided, okay, they are going to get their first headshot. They call you up. Now what happens?
Yeah. So definitely call us up. I've got Olivia actually on my team. Olivia, can you pop over? We're going to talk to Hunter about what happens. Somebody calls to book a headshot session with us. And so generally who they're going to talk to is Olivia.
Okay. Hey, Olivia.
Hi.
Hi.
So hop into it?
Yeah, hop into it.
Yeah, what happens? So if I'm calling you up and I say, I want headshots. Now what?
Yeah, so I call and I basically just confirm the details just to make sure that the current time is still a good time to talk to you. And then also that your appointment time still works, because sometimes there could be an error or just it doesn't work out anymore. So I just confirm that. And then I usually double check to see whether they are an actor or a business professional, since we do service both. And then if they are an actor, I ask if they are doing, if they want their shots to be more commercial, theatrical, If it's unlimited, if they want a mix of both, or if they have like 1 or 2 looks, if they want it to be like a look that could work for both commercial and theatrical. And so that would change what background we choose. And then I just answer a couple of their questions and then give them details on like our parking and what the process will be like. And that's pretty much it.
Cool. So in terms of actor looks, do you guys help at all people decide what looks they're going to shoot, how many looks they should shoot?
Yeah, so I'll ask a couple of questions. Sometimes they definitely know what looks they want. Sometimes they'll say, I want the girl next door. And so let me verbally describe what I have. Do you know what would work best? And so I do my best to help out there. I usually tell them to just bring a couple options into the studio and the photographer can help. And then if they don't know any specific looks in mind, I will ask a couple questions to see if I can get a type out of them. Sometimes they're very green and they just don't have any looks in mind. And so then we just choose a general look. And so I just tell them to bring something that they're comfortable and confident in.
Yeah.
Cool. Very good.
I would say we always suggest they bring double the amount of outfits that they have looks.
Yes.
2 looks, bring 4 outfits, right? Layers are good. Layers are always good. Yeah. Jacket on, off. Olivia knows the deal. And yeah, you know, a great question I think is what actors do you emulate? What actors maybe do you look like? And so we sometimes ask them to bring in headshots of those actors or take a look at photos on Google to figure that out.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Okay, so now we've got the looks, we've got the scheduling down. For somebody who's brand new, they have never done a headshot session before. This is their very first time walking into a photographer's studio. So now they walk in and what happens?
Well, in our studio, actually, so we've got a mobile studio. The headshot truck is a mobile studio, but right now we're in our physical studio space. So they walk in and you see all these lovely backgrounds we have. And then we've got Katie over here. Katie's our photographer.
Hi, Katie.
All COVID safe here. And so we make sure that we maintain distance. And one of the things that you can't see is we've got this monitor that's client facing. For some reason on Zoom, we've got this thing where it won't show. But
we talked about that earlier. Yeah.
What we'll do is let's take a sample photo. So Katie's going to take a photo of Olivia over here in front of our background. Giving direction. Perfect. Let's take a look at those. There we go. And so the monitor, I know you can't see it for some reason, but that's what Olivia's photos look like.
Oh, fantastic. So that's amazing. So people can actually see the headshots.
Layers, got great color, that purple background. You can see them come up in real time. Yeah, again, I don't know why it doesn't, but we can make adjustments right away.
You know, there's some, all of a sudden you would just hit the computer at like the right angle and I could see the screen. So you must have like an anti-glare thing on it or something. So I don't know. It's like, ooh, so I feel like we're kind of there. I can like see a shadow. Yeah. Hold on. Don't move. Yes. That was good.
Can you see it?
Good. Yeah, it's not really clear, but we get the ideas. So
So that way we can make changes right away. I mean, that's the thing. I think a lot of times you don't know what the photos look like till they're done.
Yeah.
But with us, they come up in 8x10. So if the background isn't working or whatever, make adjustments right away.
That is fantastic. Yeah. And you and I were talking earlier, like in the olden days, you know, when dinosaurs roamed the earth and we started out in business, that you had to wait, like you were shooting on film. You had to wait for this to be processed and then look at photos later. So you didn't really know what you were getting. So this is amazing. So I have more questions for you. And that's wonderful. And thank you, Olivia, for being our victim today and showing us. Woohoo! So now actors in the studio, they can see the photos come up in real time. What's next? Now, how do they get the photos from you? How do they choose photos? How long does it all take? How long does a session take, by the way, before we get,
process. So, you know, we've really taken a modern approach to headshots. So our sessions are very efficient. The reality is you don't need to have 500 photos per look because you're only going to choose 1 or 2 photos per look for your online casting, Actors Access, casting from casting networks. So we try to keep these sessions very efficient, 15, 20 minutes per look. We're still going to get 75 or so great photos. And because we can see them come up on the monitor, we can make adjustments. So we know we're going to get the shot before you leave. In fact, our photographer always does a review session with all of the photos per look so that we can choose those top photos. We call them 5-star images. Once the photos are edited and delivered, which takes 5 business days, you've got an online gallery where you can download all your photos in high resolution for print, low res for web submission. So you've got all the photos in one folder, and then also those 5-star images are there too. Yep.
Brian, that is fantastic. And I think people who are just starting to shoot headshots right now have no idea how fantastic this is. Like I said, when I started out, we were doing this on paper, for the love of God, but this is great. That's an amazing system. That's super efficient. I love that you've got high res and low res. You can see as they go along. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. A couple more questions for you, then I'll let you go.
Sure.
So actors' headshots today, we were talking a little bit about this earlier, is that they're not just being used for submissions today. The actors' headshots need to be much more versatile. We need to have more of them for greater usage. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, it's changed a lot. It used to be black and white, and you only needed 1 or 2 every few years. You would print them all, and then came color, then came digital, and now we're in this age of social media. And not only do you, and not only that, you need to have very specific looks. So when your agent or manager or somebody's submitting you, or you're submitting yourself, it's funny, but casting and more producers don't want to be that creative. In other words, they don't want to imagine you in the role. They really want you to look like the role that you're submitting for. So you have to have headshots that reflect those specific looks. It's just really important nowadays. That's kind of how, these headshots are being used from an actor submission perspective. But the question you're asking is, how else are they being used? And the reality is these headshots are being used for social media, promoting your film, doing your self-tapes, having on your website, if you're a brand ambassador, even for your day job. So headshots have become content. They become more than just for actors.
Yes.
They become content. So that's why we created these packages that we do specifically based on how headshots are being used now, so that you don't have to shoot 1 million photos. You don't have to pay an arm and a leg. Everything is digital. It's delivered online.
Nice.
And we really want you to be able to get not just photos for actor submissions, but fun, candid stuff, things that you might use in different ways. Because at the end of the day, you're going to use it on different platforms.
Yeah, that is very true. And I will just say, because one of my private coaching clients just shot with you guys recently, I was blown away by the pictures. She got some really fun, candid, quirky shots. And I'm just going, oh, these are gold. These are gold. And I was going through the shots with her, and it's like, which one do we use? Like, there's just so many good shots. So you guys really do have a great system there. And just talking about how many headshots people need, you're right. And casting, I've heard them say, like, you're right. It's not so much they don't want to be creative. They're just swamped. They're going, they want somebody who looks like the role right now. We do not have time to engage and imagine looking at 1,000 photos, right? It's got to look like what we want.
The one that they're going to use. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
also, time. And if I want, who has the time? So, and if I want the part, I want to submit something that looks like what they want, not something that could be.
Be specific.
Yes, absolutely. As somebody said to me quite recently, no breakdown ever came out and said versatile.
Right? Yeah.
Right? Yeah, it's like they want the cop, they want the bad guy, they want the mom. It's not like, we want a versatile actor. Never.
Right. Sorry.
So that's okay. Okay, so just let's wrap up here. So you were talking about the packages, because you guys have some kind of package where people can shoot regularly, right?
I'm sorry.
You guys have some kind of package, and I'm thinking about this for myself next. I'm going, this sounds really good, but you guys have some kind of package, so it's not just a one-time shoot. People can shoot like monthly or every 2 months or something like that.
Yeah, we've got 3 different package options. So, we have your standard 1 to 3 looks, which is what many headshot photographers have, which is great. Like that's been sort of the standard for a long time. We have an unlimited look session. So, back to talking about these agents and managers that want very specific looks, they may ask you for 6, 7, 8 looks. So that's why we've created an unlimited look session where you can get as many different looks as you can within a time frame. But what we're really excited about is our new actor membership. And because headshots, you have to update them quite a bit throughout the year. Sometimes people change their hair, their look, whatever. Or if your agent says, look, I need this one specific shot for you, and it's not currently in your arsenal, that's why we created this actor membership. So you can get 6 looks per year. So every other month you can come in for a new headshot session. Great for working actors, also great for kids. I mean, kids grow so fast. You're always looking for what do they look like now? Well, that's why this actor membership works so well for kids, because you can always keep their headshots updated.
That is really cool. I really love that. And I'm thinking, like I said, again, for myself, and, because I shoot a headshot session, then I think about 4 weeks later, I think, I wish I'd done this, or I wish I'd gotten that shot. But you just need to freshen it up, because with social media today, people are used to new content all the time. They don't want to look at the same old pictures for 6 months. Like, okay, now what do you got? So right. I love that. Yeah. Okay, Brian, I think we got it all today. I know I had a whole bunch of questions. Oh, I know. One last question. One thing we didn't cover was hair and makeup.
Sure.
So, so hair and makeup. Let's just talk a little bit about hair and makeup. And, does everyone need it? Do men need to have it done too? Let's deal with that.
Yeah, look, I mean, hair and makeup is great. For guys, it isn't as important, right? So maybe some base makeup, things like that. But yeah, for the ladies, at least how we shoot, we do ask people to come as camera ready as possible, because our sessions are very efficient. We ask people to come hair and makeup ready. Of course, with COVID, that was a whole thing where we want to make sure that we're safe from that perspective. But if you do want to bring a makeup artist, it's great. We just ask that you be ready to shoot at the shoot time, not coming to start your makeup when your shoot time is ready, because again, our sessions are super efficient. But hair and makeup is super important for headshots. Definitely recommend doing it just with us. We prefer that you have it ready by your shoot time.
Okay, cool. Good to know. The other thing, and I generally find, I don't know if this is your experience, but people who have been in the business for a while have a better idea of what they need. But I find brand new actors should pretty much always have somebody do their hair and makeup first, because camera's a little bit different than real life, than how you walk around. Is that accurate or not so much anymore?
No, you're right. That's a great point. Yeah. I mean, makeup is slightly different for taking headshots than real life. And so having a makeup artist who understands what headshot makeup is versus normal makeup. Plus they understand how to bring the characters out of the person through hair and makeup, and how to transition from straight to curly hair, or whatever it might be. Hair up, hair down. A lot of makeup artists really understand what it's like to have to do hair and makeup for headshots specifically. So I agree with you. I definitely recommend new actors, because once you've had hair and makeup one time with headshots, it could be that you could do it your own next time, but it's definitely worth doing the first time for sure.
Yep. Got it. Okay, Brian, anything else you can think of? I think we've covered everything.
No, super excited. Really appreciate you having me, and look forward to working with all of your actors real soon.
Yeah, and I think I have to get my butt up to your studio and take some pictures soon. That would be so cool.
Please.
Just a quick question on the headshot trucks. When do you guys think you'll have the headshot truck back on the road? I know COVID's really messed with things.
It did, of course, with COVID, we had to keep the trucks parked. Just wasn't enough social distance room inside the trucks.
Right.
But they are officially ready to open and be out in operation. We got a new awning on the truck the other day. Nice. We just got it washed. So throughout the month of May, we're going to be doing, and moving forward, we are going to have the trucks out in operation. We also do these exclusive express days. So with talent agencies, with acting studios, we do special events with them and their actors where we bring the truck to their location. So the truck is out in operation as of, I think, next week.
Cool. That's very cool. Very exciting. And that's when you go to people and take headshots on the spot, right?
That's right. That's when the mobile studio, we have fully self-contained photo studio on wheels.
Nice.
We bring it to locations because in LA, look, parking is tough. You trying to get from the west side to the valley is tough. So we bring the truck to our locations. We've got Santa Monica, West Hollywood, West Side, North Hollywood, Burbank, Studio City, everywhere you can think, park the truck in these big neighborhoods around the city so that you can, we can come to you and you don't have to come all the way to us.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, Brian, I will let you go. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day today. Thanks for having your crew step in for a couple minutes. I really appreciate it. And I will put all of your contact information probably across the screen and below the video. So thank you again and have a great afternoon.
You too. Appreciate it.
Cheers.